Hi, I'm Mr. Kangas, and today we're going to take a look at Chapter 10, Section 7, Circumference and Area of Circles. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at circumference. Just real quick, to take some quick notes, circumference of a circle is represented in the formula of one of two things. It's either 2 times pi times radius, or just pi times diameter, because if you multiply 2 times radius, you get diameter. Diameter is twice as big as radius, because the radius of a circle is just from the center point to the outside. Diameter of a circle goes all the way across. So here's my radius. The whole thing is my diameter. So diameter is twice radius. So you can write it as 2 pi r or pi times diameter. So the question that I might have sometimes is, why does 2 pi r or why does pi times diameter obtain the circumference of a circle for you? And so I'm going to answer that in just 1 second. What I'd just like to point out real quick, just in case we haven't figured it out yet, in order to use this formula, all you actually need from the circle is the radius or the diameter. Because you have the 2 and you have the pi, or in pi times diameter's case, you have pi, 3.14. Or in your calculators, you have a pi button that has a more accurate version of pi. But the only thing you're missing is either the radius or the diameter. Either one works. So if I knew the radius was 10, I would just plug in 10 and do pi times 10. If the diameter was 10, then I would plug in 10 and multiply pi by 10. If the radius was 10, then you would plug in the 10 for radius and plug it into this equation. So, depending on which version you feel more comfortable with, you're either going to need the radius or the diameter. So why does pi times diameter, or 2 pi r, represent the formula for circumference? Well, to get pi, you actually have to take circumference by diameter. Someone figured this out a long time ago. If you measure the circumference of a circle and then you divide that by the diameter, you actually get pi. So in order to get circumference, we would just need to take this formula or this equation, and we need to solve it for c, because c is circumference. So since when I divide the circumference by diameter I get pi, I want to know, well, how do I get circumference, or in other words c? It's like a one-step equation. To get rid of the d, or diameter, I'm going to divide by, I'm doing divide by diameter right now. So if I multiply both sides by diameter, just like in your one-step equations back in 3.3 and 3.4, multiply both sides by diameter, the d's cancel out on the left side, you're left with circumference, and circumference equals pi times diameter. And at that point, if you want to get 2 pi r instead of pi times diameter, you just cut the diameter in half, and you know you have to do radius plus radius, or in other words, 2r. So that's where the formula comes from. In the next video, we're going to be talking about the area formula of a circle, what it is, and where that came from, and how we know that works.